Bonjour, nous sommes désolés de ne pas pouvoir être parmi vous à Strasbourg aujourd'hui.
Et nous avons créé cette vidéo pour décrire le cas.
Le cas.
And we do it in English because Pierre's French is not good enough.
That's a good idea. So we all know that mastering data and models has become critically important for marketing and for business in general. But in our experience, cases are heavy in numbers, tend to be a bit dry. Now, our promise is that with this case, who's number one? You will see your students or executive education participants more excited about data and models that you have never seen them. Why? Because it's simple. The case deals with a topic they are passionately interested about, which is the strength and the perception of their business school.
The A case is all about designing the research to measure the success, the strength, and the brand equity of business school brands. For this, we have interviewed over 4,000 students, and we are using the data in the case. But the case is focusing on three key questions. First, you want to understand how your school is performing compared to the key competitors. Then you want to understand what are the key brand elements when selecting a business school, the elements that are driving brand equity. And then in the last step, you want to understand for these elements how your school is performing against the key competitors. We actually asked students for several assignments that they have to do before we discuss the case in class. They need to think about which sample they want to select. So for example, should they only target MBAs, or should they also interview executives or executive MBAs? They need to think about the competitive frame, which schools should be included in a research study like this, or should we even include executive education providers, for example. Students also have to think about the survey itself. How can we measure brand awareness? How can we measure the brand funnel? How can we measure brand image? And then, of course, students also need to think about how to measure the attribute importance. So which attributes are really driving brand equity? Overall, I have used the case also in strategic market intelligence classes to discuss a general research process as well. So for example, what are the methodologies and frameworks to use when designing a general research study. For these assignments and for these questions, we are providing the full survey where you can take a look how we translated this into the actual study. And at the end of the day, we are also providing the results that you can use in your classes to share results for different segments, for example, or you can also share the results by country. Overall, we have conducted this study in more than 20 countries.
So in the B case, we provide not just the full survey instrument that we used, but we also give a subset of the data. And so the idea is that we want students to be able to run some analysis themselves, and to help them, we have actually created a tutorial so that they can learn how to use the great marketing engineering Excel plugin to run segmentations, positioning maps, etc. Or if you prefer SPSS, we also have the data and an annotated syntax in SPSS that you can share with the students who need help. To give you an example, the students can go and look at the perception of the different business schools, and they can go from creating snake plots to creating actual perceptual maps where you see the position of the schools and the position of the attributes in the same dimension.
The B case can also be used to measure the attribute importance. As we mentioned at the beginning, when you think about brand equity, it's very critical to understand what are the key elements that are driving brand equity. I use this, for example, in my analytics class, where I talk about maximum difference scaling, trade-off exercises that students should learn about, or I talk about regression analysis, where we actually link the funnel performance to all the brand attributes and to really understand what drives the bottlenecks within the funnel. So here you can literally use it to talk about multivariate techniques like discriminant function analysis, regression analysis, or factor analysis, as we also do it with this real data in our analytics classes. Finally, you can also use this case to talk about strategy execution. How do you take these insights and translate these into marketing actions? So you can talk about digital marketing activities, you can talk about literally internal and external communication, and you can talk about how to build a more engaged community based on the results that we found in the study as the key driving elements for brand success.
By registering as an instructor on cases.insead.edu, you will be able to access a lot of information to help you teach this case, including a very comprehensive teaching note, the entire presentations that Jörg and I are using when we teach, and videos of Jörg teaching this case in an analytics class and me teaching it in a general marketing class.
Please contact us if you want to adapt the case, or if you have any questions about the materials, the case itself, or even if you have done some cool analysis that you would like to share with us.